the astronaut who claimed to see Earth from two angles at once. Everyone thought Commander Elliot Brand was a hero. He had flown 3 successful missions to space and returned each time with perfect health and sharp memory. But after his final trip, something about him changed. He seemed distant. He stopped attending public events and refused interviews. Then, 5 months after his return, he gave a private testimony to a classified committee, one that was never supposed to be leaked. But a year later, someone inside the agency released a transcript. That's when the world heard the strange story that would shake the internet and fuel countless theories. Commander Brand claimed that during his final mission aboard the Horizon 2 while orbiting Earth, something happened that no science could explain. It was like being split in half, he said. I saw Earth from the front and from behind at the same time. At first, everyone thought he meant it as a figure of speech, but he was serious. He described being fully conscious in 2 places, 2 positions in orbit, 2 points of view simultaneously. His body hadn't moved. He didn't leave his seat, but his mind had been pulled apart, like he was living in 2 realities at once. I could see the curvature of Earth over Australia, he explained. But at the same time, I was also staring down at the Atlantic Ocean from the opposite side. I watched the same cloud system from 2 angles. I even saw the same lightning strike, twice. It only lasted 43 seconds. That's what made it worse. Because 43 seconds in space can feel like forever. And for Commander Brand, it changed everything. The medical team ran every test they could think of when he got back. Brain scans, neurological tests, sleep studies. Everything came back normal. But Brand kept insisting what he saw was real. I don't need a scan to tell me what I felt, he said. I was there, both places, at once. It didn't help that the onboard cameras showed nothing unusual, just a calm orbit above Earth. But then something else came to light, something buried deep in Horizon 2 system logs. At the exact moment Brand experienced a split vision, the shuttle's navigation briefly recorded an impossible glitch. For 0.14 seconds, the ship's positioning software showed it in 2 orbital coordinates, both about 200 miles apart. Then it corrected itself and carried on as normal. NASA engineers wrote it off as a computer error. But there was one man who didn't buy that explanation, Dr. Harwin Keats, a physicist hired by the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. After reading the leaked transcript, he contacted Brand directly. They met in secret. According to Dr. Keats, Brand wasn't hallucinating. He believed the astronaut had passed through a thin point in space, something only theoretical until that moment, a weak spot in the structure of reality, where dimensions could briefly overlap. And it wasn't the first time this had happened. Back in 1979, a Soviet cosmonaut named Anton Rishev reported a similar event. He claimed he could hear 2 versions of mission control speaking at once, in different languages. It never made headlines. The USSR buried it deep in their archives. But Keats had found fragments of the report and connected the dots. He also revealed something else. There had been a pattern of anomalies in that exact orbit, always in the same narrow path above the Indian Ocean. Satellites had gone offline for no reason. One unmanned probe simply vanished. And there were radio signals, brief, untraceable, and never repeated. Signals that looked almost like coordinates, but to where, no one knew. Keats believed something was waiting near that thin point. Not a ship, not a station. Something bigger. Something hidden just outside our layer of reality. He called it the mirror field. Commander Brand wasn't so sure. He didn't think he had stumbled upon a hidden place. He thought something had stumbled into him. In his testimony, he described a feeling like being watched, but not by cameras or humans. Something ancient, something curious. It wasn't like seeing the Earth twice, he said. It was like being shown to someone else. Like I was being examined, inspected, through both views at once. That's when he began having dreams. Every night for months, Brand dreamed of the same image, a black hexagon hanging in space, pulsing with light from inside. And every time he tried approaching the dream, he'd wake up, heart racing, hands shaking. He began to draw it, over and over, hundreds of sketches, all the same. Then he showed one of the drawings to Keats, who froze. He left the room and came back with a classified document, an image taken from a deep space telescope 3 years earlier. The shape was a perfect match. No one knew what the object was. It never moved. It gave off no heat, but it reflected just enough light to be seen when conditions were perfect. It was dismissed as a lens artifact by the agency. But Brand knew what it was. It's not an object, he said. It's a window. The government shut down all future manned missions in that orbital path after the Horizon 2 incident. Officially, they said it was due to solar risk conditions. But leaked memos showed another reason. A request marked level red from a classified defense group called Project Vault. No one talks about Project Vault now. Some believe it was created to investigate the mirror field. Others think it's a cover for communication with whatever is on the other side. The truth is, no one outside the inner circle really knows. Commander Brand disappeared 2 years after the leak. No trace. His home was left untouched. Passport expired. Bank accounts frozen. The last image of him was a blurry traffic camera shot near a military base in Nevada. Some people think he was taken. Others believe he found a way back to that thin point. Whatever happened, one thing is certain. He was never seen again. But his final written words, sent in an encrypted message to Dr. Keats, still remain. They were short, just one sentence. I saw us from both sides, and we are not alone.